UFC Fight Pass just had their brand new special announcement, and who would have thought? George St-Pierre showed up, and George St-Pierre is back, and he's not returning to the UFC, but he is going to be competing in submission grappling. This is something that the UFC's been diving into a little bit lately, and I gotta say, I absolutely love it. We're going to talk about this special announcement in just a second. Before we get into the video, though, I do want to say hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about George St-Pierre. So, we were all waiting for the announcement. I was sitting here waiting for Fight Pass. I was just on my computer. I was like, okay, you know what? When's this thing going to start? It was actually on time, which was really nice. I don't have a clue what to think. I know a lot of people were being skeptical that it might be Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, which, I'm ready for the Twitter meltdowns on that because there's a big group of people who don't like jiu-jitsu. I'm a big jiu-jitsu fan, so this is exciting to me. But anyways, we're sitting here. Out walks George St-Pierre looking better than ever. I forget that he is 32 years old now. He looks absolutely fantastic, and he announced that he's competing in submission grappling. That is a little bit underwhelming for an announcement for International Fight Week, but I'm recording this right before the press conference that we get, so maybe they're going to have another announcement there. I don't really know. Regardless, it's exciting for me, but I'm hoping that all the fans don't crap all over it too much. Hopefully, the fact that it's George St-Pierre, a lot of people who think is the greatest fighter of all time coming back, is an amazing announcement. And I gotta say, guys, I really like what the UFC is doing here. I watch grappling in my own time, plus Fury that they've been doing. Oh my god, Fury on Fight Pass has been absolutely amazing. I love watching One Championship for that reason. We get some grappling matches. I participated in jiu-jitsu for a decent chunk of my life now. It has been a huge part. I absolutely love watching jiu-jitsu, and to get that somebody like George St-Pierre coming back to compete in submission grappling, I think this is amazing. This is so much better than I'll call him an old guy, but like compared to all the other fighters, he's an old guy. This is so much better to do than these old guys coming out of retirement and getting an MMA fight and then just taking brain damage and getting beat up. George St-Pierre even mentioned this, and he said that it's a huge problem in MMA. With submission grappling, it is a lot safer, yet the competition level is still one of the most difficult things you can ever do. Somebody like GSP can come back, he can grapple safely at his age, he can test his skills, still compete without taking the damage that he would in an MMA fight, because quite frankly, if George St-Pierre came back into the UFC, had a fight against somebody in the welterweight division right now, somebody in the middleweight division right now, he would get stopped. He's 42 years old, you know what I mean? And when guys like this come back and compete in the UFC, it's honestly just an embarrassment. It's like, oh cool, George St-Pierre's coming back, but then you have like the casuals who get excited for it and then the complaint after it's done. But like people like me, and I would imagine a lot of hardcore fans, if you're watching this channel, I imagine you're a hardcore fan, you kind of look at a bunch of old guys coming back to the UFC and saying like, oh, I mean, it's nice to see them, but at the end of the day, it's really sad because I don't want to see them go out the way they do. I think that what George St-Pierre is doing is fantastic, competing in submission grappling, and I wish and I hope that we can see more of this from retired fighters. We can see all of our favorite fighters, guys like Cowboy Cerrone, who's very active, guys like Glover Teixeira, who's still active, just competed in jiu-jitsu. I would absolutely love to see this. The skills would still be there. You don't need to work like you are in an MMA fight. Your body is not going through nearly as much, yet it is the highest level of competition that you can get. I absolutely love this. I hope to see more from this from retired fighters, and GSP's going to be taking on some young guys, but I also want to see him take on some veterans too. I'm excited for this, but this is where I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think about GSP coming back down below, and thank you so much for watching this video on the screen right now. If you'd like to continue watching the Clenbat channel, there's 2 videos on screen for you right now. Check them out. I think they are pretty great. I will see you there or in the next video, guys. Take care.